All right. Hi, guys.
Okay.
So Katie and I are going to show you some things on SeeSaw. She is the SeeSaw master. I am here to support for the math content. So we've been looking through it and we noticed that there's just a lot of different tools that are built in to SeeSaw just for another platform for the kiddos to interact with. I know you guys do like the must do may do's, or even during win time, these collections that Katie's going to show you would be really good to spiral review for your kids, or even go back a grade level or two if you needed it, to support those standards that your kids were missing from iReady when you pull their levels and what skills it says to work on. So Katie's going to walk you guys through that.
Okay. So I do want to just start by saying, if you haven't used SeeSaw in a while, this is not your mother's SeeSaw. This is like new and improved. There is so much that SeeSaw has to offer with just ready to use lessons. It will grade it for you. It will track the data. And we do have our Lindbergh priority standards now in there. So watch for a future PL session on what's new with SeeSaw, because I really do think it's a tremendous platform and it can make your lives as teachers a lot easier. But for today, we're really going to look at the assessment piece. So I'm going to go ahead and start to share my screen. All right. Okay, are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so there's two ways I want to show you aligned with our standards. So when we look at our MOI and providing feedback and those things, there's two things that can really save you a lot of time as a teacher that are easy to put out there, but there are really engaging activities for your kiddos that we can also pull the data from. So the first one that I'm going to show you is you would start from your home screen and you go to Explore Libraries. If you see right here, you can browse by standards. So if I go in here and I pick, now for this one, you would have to pick Missouri standards, but that's where our priority standards we're pulling from. So you just have to find the one that's close enough. Okay, so in here, we're going to do math and then select grade. You do not need to choose anything here. And then we will do English and you click search. So then
Katie,
it's going to
hold on a second. Is anyone else, like, your screen stopped like the last few clicks? I have not been able to see.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's try this
I don't
again.
know if it's a live share or if it's just it shares that screen and then you gotta, every time you do something, you gotta reshare.
If you opened up a new, when you clicked on something, if you opened up a new window, share that new window.
Are you seeing it now?
You see it now.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So back up.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so when I went to that standards, so again, I picked Missouri. You just pick the right things. You're going to click search. And then you're going to see all of the standards, the Missouri standards that are associated with your grade level. Now, why this is nice is you can find anything that you need to pull some data on if you need to get some feedback on how your kids are doing. So let's say it is, let's say it's this one, the add and subtract multi-digit whole numbers and decimals to the thousandths place and justify the solution. So then you would click here. There are 5 connections to this, okay? So if you're needing something for this standard, here's your choices. There's different games. There's the special days. I'm going to click a different one. Let's do this one. You can even see where there's assessments. So if you're specifically looking for an assessment, the nice thing about this is when I go here, no, hold on, I'm going to share this tab too, because it's probably kicking me out again, I'm guessing. When you assign this to your class, it will auto grade this for you, and it will grab that data and align it with that standard. It also has the feature of you can just present it to the class. So if you wanted to use this as a modeling tool or a morning warm-up or something like that, you can do that. Do we need, would you like me to go over how to assign it?
No.
No, okay. So the other thing that I want to show you is if we go back to, and if at any time you can't see my screen, please let me know. If we go back to that Explore Libraries page, I'm going to click Math. grade 5, you will see that there are collections here. These collections are really helpful for pulling assessments. So once I go in that math collection for 5th grade, you will see I've opened up a whole nother place where I can pull templates. They have a lot to do with fractions. But if I go down here, you can see that I just have math assessments as well. So you can look at, there's 10 specific assessments. Now, to go back to what Mackenzie said in the beginning, this might be for a spiral review that you need to do, or maybe we've all had those moments when we get close to the end of the grading period where we're like, oh, I don't have enough data for this one standard. This would be something very helpful for that. So then when you get in here, it's going to be the same view that I showed you for the other one, where you can present it to the class. This is also a great time if you're not using SeeSaw to do a few of these, and then it will show them how to use SeeSaw in it. So the directions are very clear. The kids can listen to the directions. The directions will always be available in English and in Spanish. If you need other languages, then that's something, reach out to me, and I'll show you some things that are available with that. But it's a very interactive way, and it's going to capture that data for you. So when we go back to the lesson, if I go home, I can get into my classes. Your classes from your home screen will be down here. Once those assessments have been given, the kids have finished it. The trickiest part about this is I don't have access to students. So when I go in here, you have something called Gradebook. Now mine's going to be empty, but once your kiddos complete this, again, you're going to want to make sure you're in the standard or in the correct date. And if you go to activities view, it's going to show you every activity that you assigned to them and how those students performed on that. But there's also a standards view. And then you can see things by standard, and it will show you the feedback on how the student did with that activity or that assessment. Okay, so I'm going to.
Can I ask a question real quick before we close off the timer?
Sure.
Back when you went to test or assessment, underneath that, there was a formative assessment.
Yep. Okay, so.
What's that look like?
Let me go to share this tab. I'm going to go to explore libraries. That's another great thing. And when I say there is so much to this, like we could do an entire day just on what SeeSaw now has to offer. But if you go down to formative assessment, again, it's showing you that's 5th grade, but you have access to all the grades. So maybe if you have a kid that's not working on grade level, you may get into some of these. So this is going to be more of an open-ended type of assessment. I'll show you what one looks like. So expanded form, for instance. It's going to have, it's like a practice. So again, it's pulling the feedback, it's documenting how your students are performing, and it's going to present that to you in that grade book thing. But it's just kind of a fun way, you know, for kids to interact and a drag and drop, and then they get practice in these. So once you have assigned it to them, it's very simple to assign. You can assign it to just groups. You could assign it to one student. You could assign it to your whole class. And if you want those different levels, again, reach out to me. I'll be happy to show you how to set that up. You assign it, fill out all of this. Again, it's linking to standards. However, if I click this edit button and I do all standards, and you go over here, we do have our Lindbergh priority standards in here. Now this will take, again, filter by grade level and subject, but this will take 30 seconds of your time to tag it, but then it is the relationship is directly to our Lindbergh priority standards and not just the Missouri standards in general.
Even without, before you stop the recording,
Sure.
Even without the assigning it, just as the teacher modeling that first screen where you were dragging the numbers or having kids come up to drag the numbers would be worthwhile, or at least another resource.
Absolutely. And it's a great way, if your kids haven't been using SeeSaw, it's a great way rather than teaching just SeeSaw skills in isolation, you can teach them while actually doing some review and spiral with that. And they'll learn it. It's very intuitive. SeeSaw is probably the most intuitive platform that I've ever used.
And it's a good way for them to practice the tech enhanced questions that they're going to see
Absolutely.
on the other tests that they take
Absolutely. Great point.
without us having to create them.
We're
Okay.
at the 10-minute mark. If you want to stop the recording, then
I'm
you
gonna
can have
stop
questions.
sharing, and then I'm going to go back to this. I'm turning off the recording for questions.